Hi everybody. No, it's not Thursday, it's Saturday. I'm covering for RGJ Trains tonight. As you're aware, Rob's dad passed away a couple of days ago. So I spoke to Rob earlier on and I said, would you like me to do the stream tonight? I sent him a link, so if Rob and Grace fill up to it, they may join us later on. I know all of us here send out our heartfelt condolences to them. So I'm just here covering for tonight. I've got the same usual trains running, and I thought tonight, just for something to do, about 9 o'clock, I think we should raise a drink. I've got one here on standby to Rob's dad. So about 9 o'clock we'll do that, if everybody's up for that, so it gives you time to go and get a drink. And if there's any mods in, if they can just remind people as they come in and out that we're going to do that about 9 o'clock, I think that would be a nice gesture to do. So I'll go to the chat now and see who we've got in tonight. So we've got, there's a message there now from RGJ Trains. So they want to say thanks to me for hosting tonight and not leaving the bar shut. Well, it was the least I could do just to help you guys out, and they said they may pop in later on if they feel up to it. No pressure, you might be watching in the background. I know we've all been there, we've all lost someone, we know exactly how Rob's feeling and Grace are feeling, and as I say, our heartfelt thoughts, prayers, condolences go out to them. Summer Breeze Model Railway, John and Holly, welcome. Just look after yourselves, Rob and Grace. We're all thinking of you both. That says it all from all of us. Tom Houston Model Rail, good evening. Scott Wood, good evening. Welcome to the stream. Smallwood Junction, welcome. How are you doing, guys? Chris Valleys 56, good evening, Chris. So I've got nothing really planned for tonight because I only spoke to Rob a couple of hours ago, so I'm just here. Same trains running. We get some different people in. I'll give a tour of my layout later so people know what I'm doing, what the plans are for this. Let's see, we got, Ben, Eagle Creek Railroad. How you doing, Ben? Good to see you. Faulkner Station End Gauge, Daz. Good evening, Daz. Timber Surfing as well. How you doing, Timbers? So before we have a drink at 9, I've got my usual Dr. Pepper. I think I'm known for this now because a lot of people get me if they see Dr. Pepper sweets or anything like that. I get them sent to me. I need the caffeine sugary boost tonight because this is my second live stream of the day. Although I was just monitoring the first one. There's a museum today. It's part of Heritage Week. We had our AGM. We had a talk from Joe Kelly. And it was more on the historical, political aspects of the Donegal Railway, so it was quite a good presentation. So that's on my channel. Go back and have a look at it. It was quite interesting. We'll see who else has come in. Ironville, condolences to Rob and Grace, thinking of you and your family. It goes from all of us. Willow Creek Industrial Spur, how are you doing? Ivo Van's on. Were those Irish narrow gauge trains bought from France? No, they weren't. They were actually developed in Donegal and Ireland, in the Dundalk Works and in Donegal itself. Who else we got in? Sorry if I miss anybody in the chat or whatever, but and if you've got any questions or comments, do put them in the chat. Canadian Locomotive Logistics. There's a good channel to go to. Someone put a link up to him there. You can actually go and drive his loco on his layout. It's not that they look very French, Ivo. It's that the French ones look very Irish. Because these started being developed and being used from 1906 onwards. Hermitage Road Pete's in. How are you doing? Ian Melling, very welcome. How are you doing? Where was we got coming in? Mark, can you run the two 009 engines at once on the same track but a little way apart from each other? Not at the moment because they're running on DC and I'd have to stand here and monitor it all the time. because they're going to be slightly geared differently from each other. But thinking about this now, the locos I got, I was going to leave this as DC. I'm thinking now I might do it as DCC so I can get some better computer control over it. Here we got, oh, has Hi come in as well? Oh, there he is, yeah, H and H Express Model N Skills. Hi, how are you doing, Hi? Particle Station, Charlie's in as well. He says, I'm out and about, saw you were live, Mark, we'll catch up when I get back. There's a train show tomorrow that I won't make as I'm giving some stuff to a friend for sale, to take for sale, okay. Oh, Maura's in as well, hi Maura. SJ Jane Road, Simon, good evening, how are you doing? Wolfson XPW, good evening. Oh, everybody's coming in now. Well, I'm starting to get behind on the chat already. So how is everyone doing? What's everyone doing this weekend? It's a bit of a scorcher here in Donegal today. I don't know what it was. I was in the train carriage doing the presentation and the sweat was running off me. It was really, really warm. Currently in the train room, I was actually saying it's only 23 degrees. So it was 25 on Thursday. But it actually feels a lot warmer outside. A bit more hazy out there tonight. We don't have the haze coming through the window. And what I'll do is I'll put this down on 4 screens again so you can see a bit more. There we go. So running around here tonight, we've got the Deltic pulling a load of hoppers, and I've got my Class 43 HST pulling a 8-car rake around, and regulars will notice some new additions over here. So at the moment we've got Railcar 10 going around, we've got Railcar 4 here, and then this is Railcar 18. So I'll let that run around for a while, and I'll swap over to 18. Let's see, where was I in the chat now? So Ivo's got a family visit tomorrow. Next week, I'm going to be absolutely packed. Excellent. Timberserve, Stafford Toy Fair, 270 stalls this weekend, but I'll probably do the one in Lingola. It's a humid 33 to 35 here. Oh, that's way too warm for me. Looks like you've placed 009. Yes, I have, because I was doing some work over here. You may have noticed there's a new display cabinet on the wall. So I lifted that off and put it on the table over here to the left so I could get in there and work on this. It's having a couple of coats of paint put on it at the moment, so I need access to it. Hopefully by Thursday it'll be dried, and Thursday you'll see locos up there. But I want to make sure it's perfectly dry so I don't get any locos stuck to it or paint on my locos. So SJ, not the best to be honest, so we'll be lurking in the background. Oh, I hope you get better soon, Simon. Scotwood, huge thunderstorm here on Thursday, but back to wall sunshine ever since. Very nice. Yeah, as John Holly say, big hug mate, take it easy. Next Saturday, next Saturday a large train show, and the next day sail Amsterdam. Yeah. Now everyone's saying hello to each other. Canadian Look, just to let you know, I have a second layout going online, Sparky 107. You were able to operate a locomotive on his layout also, much larger layout. Oh, that'll be fun. The Sparky does have a lovely big layout. Sorry, I'm just checking the chat there. So anyway, Saturday evening. Not used to doing this. I'm used to being dragged off somewhere else or sat and watching Rob and Grace. Summer breeze. Yes, another hot day here. I think it was 26 or 27 degrees. Well, Alan Pollock in the stream. How are you doing, Alan? Welcome along. Hope you're keeping well. Yeah, I haven't actually planned to do any work on the layout over the next couple of weeks because it's the tail end of the summer. Kids are going back to school. September is when I'll get stuck back into this because I'll have more time once everyone's back into their routine again. But anybody who's new here wondering about this layout, this is a modular layout. It's 4 boards, each of them 6 by 2 foot. So 1 there, 2 across here, and 1 at the end. It's got 2 loops running around it. It's DCC controlled 00 gauge. There's going to be a viaduct along here and an embankment. That side there is going to have a station. And then that end there is going to be a TMD. This end here is a steam shed. And then the little circuit here, you can see in the top right with the Donegal stuff, that will actually sit in the middle. So all the scenery will blend in together, go up into a mountainside with the 009 going around the top. So that's the plan. So hopefully I'll get that built over, well, get a good bit of it done over the winter. It's DCC, as I said. I've wired it so that at a later date I can change it to computer controlled, because obviously I want to take this to shows, set it up, switch it on, let it do its thing while I can talk to people. That's the plan anyway, but it's not going to be ready to go to shows to probably at least 2027. You know, it's going to take me all next year to finish it. Not that a model railway is ever finished, but you know. Everyone's saying hello to Alan. Oh, Andrew 156, Andrew Shortbread Express is in. How are you doing, Andrew? Oh, Kev's in as well. Hi Mark, nice to be here. Great plans, really looking forward to seeing it develop. Yeah, what do you think of the new stock, Kevin? Kevin's a fellow member of the Donegal Model Railway Club, and he was, you might have seen the pictures on the Facebook group. We were out putting up some shelves in a wagon we hope to restore. Grey wagon from the Donegal Railway, and we're using that at the moment for model railway storage for the museum. And we're probably going to build another 009 layout, maybe. That's going to be the discussion over the next couple of months. Sort of a 25-foot end-to-end layout. Might do, seeing I've got the stock for the Donegal, or might do something completely different. So we'll have to have a vote on it and decide what to do. So I suppose I should give you some history. Railcar number 10 there originally came from the Clogher Valley, and when it closed it came to the Donegal, and it's actually still in existence. You can actually go and see it up in Coltra, the museum up in Belfast, the Transport Museum in Belfast. It's sitting up there, so you can actually still go and see it. Railcar 18, that is running on Fintown, so you can actually get a ride on that, and if you look at my channel, you will find a cab ride of me sitting up the front of that, going down the track in Fintown. Summer breeze model railway. John Holly going to get a new saw tomorrow, as my current one doesn't seem to be cut through the 3-1 very well. So you think a saw is okay to get? I found one on Screwfix. You getting a new, well, a new hand saw? What's that, 8 teeth per inch? I must admit I'm lazy, and I have a circular saw, which I need to get a new blade for because that is blunt as anything. And I've also got one of those chop saws from Lidl. In fact, when we were doing our work in the railway, Kev brought his along, and it makes life so much easier. Especially when you've got a chop saw and you're building a layout, you can set the lengths. So you can just run the wood through, cut, and you get all exactly the same lengths. Helps if you're someone like me who isn't a brilliant woodworker and wants to put stuff together. Yeah, so a brand new handsaw. Yeah, I don't even know what my handsaw is. It's a Stanley. I don't even know what the teeth per inch is on it. And I say, to be honest, it's not very often I use it because I've got electric power tools. I've got a jigsaw, circular saw, and a chop saw. I actually have a table saw as well, which I bought years ago. I've never actually used it, but it's in the railway, in the museum, in the workshop, and it gets used in there all the time. How's your daughter's car? The last I remember, it had some issues you needed to resolve. Hope the family as well. Well, what was the problem with it? Whatever it was, I can't remember. They're all resolved now because I don't know which daughter it was, but their cars are all on the road. They've all passed the NCT. They're all legal. So, yeah, my car went through the NCT a couple of weeks ago. NCT is the same as the UK MOT. It's the same sort of thing. Yeah, mine's failed on shocks, which I knew it would, and that's the only thing it failed on, so I got them done, and it's all legal back on the road again. We'll suck soon if you don't. Japanese saws are the best. Okay. One thing with the Irish NCT is the date of it goes from the date of registration. So if you're late, whatever, and you say it's a month expired, it's backdated that month, so you'll only get an 11 month NCT. Whereas in the UK, the MOT is from the date of the MOT for 12 months. So I know some people who've had a car off the road for so long, they've gone to NCT it, and they've had to take it back through the NCT a couple of months later. Oh, I just see I'm not on the right chat. There we go. So don't forget the train set shop. They're advertised by the Donegal stock there. That is Brian, Finnerton Central, Mark II as it is now. He sells a few bits of trains if you're looking for anything. So I say the next thing I'm going to be doing on this layout is the viaduct, which is one of the Pico viaducts, which I've sort of started to put together and painting, but I wasn't getting anywhere with it over the summer, so I put it to one side. I thought, you know what, leave it for a couple of weeks. I had that old display cabinet there knocking around for a while, and it suddenly dawned on me the other day, why don't I just paint it white to match the other one? I don't know why I didn't think of that before. So I've been painting it white. Got some gloss from Home Savers. I think it's got enough coats on there. There's a few drip marks on there that I'm noticing, but I think once the stock's in there, you're not going to see the drip marks behind the stock. So I'll have to strategically position my stock on there so you don't see the drip marks of paint. Timber surf, screw fix Titan, blah blah, 210 electric single bevel compound miter saw, 245, 50 quid, more than a handsaw. Yeah. Tommy, that's an odd scheme. What if your car's been off the road for more than a year? If it's been more than a year, then it gets dated back to that year's registration. It's not as if they'll... I don't think they do, but this is the Republic of Ireland. That sounds like something they would do, so you'd have to go and get 2 NCTs, you know. But because I know after 4 years, the NCT lasts 2 years, and then once the car gets 10 years old, you have to do it every year. My car has to be done every year. Yes, I'm pretty excited to get a second layout online. If you know of anyone else that wants to put their layouts online for other people to operate, it should be a pretty good way to generate. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I get my saws etc. from Lidl, or if I'm at a builder's merchant, just to make the order up. Oh, Tom's car is 21. Well, yeah, I must admit a lot of my tools I've got in Lidl, and a few bits and pieces in Aldi. Aldi were doing those little hobby sets, of little file sets and drill, pin vise drill type things, and little saws and stuff, which I've got a few sets of. They're quite handy. And I must admit, I don't know like the rest of you, but whenever I go to these sort of pound shops or home bargains, I'm wandering around looking at stuff going, oh, could I use that on my model railway? Could I use that to make a fence or do the hillsides, or I could make trees or whatever? Also, Tom says, I'm not tight, just careful with my money. Find those saws pretty good for small work, or I just wildly misuse a small Chinese jigsaw. So, anybody want me to swap any of the locos around? I can swap the engines around. So if anybody's got any requests, if I have it, I'll run it. So I can take the 55 off, or I can take the 43 off. What I'll actually do now is I'll just stop the rail car and put the other one on. I don't know how people do end gauge. I mean, that's what 009 track is. It's 00 scale, but end gauge track. Right, so there's rail car 18 going on around. So we'll see how that goes. It's first run on there. I'll just make sure it goes over the points okay. Through one. And through the other. Now I'll turn my back on it, and that's when it'll derail. Kev says, my wife hates me going to Lidl or Aldi with her. I spend all my time looking in the central. So I'm the same. Have a look down and say, oh, what's in there today? Oh, what can I buy that I don't need? Parkside is a make that they have in Lidl and Aldi. Joburn Junction, Tony, how you doing? Tom Hewson, I just bought a small craft saw from AliExpress. Looks like an Acto. All right. Summer Rees Monroe, John Ollie's. Hi Tony, how's JJ doing in the heat? Timber strip, you can't beat a chop saw for square, neat ends. Fantastic for making baseboard frames. However, not much use for anything else, so we'll gather expensive dust to the next layout. Timber strip, have you seen how many layouts I build and how many mistakes I make? It comes in so useful. Andy Puffcasty Dobson, good evening, welcome to the stream. Mark, how about a lovely steam engine pulling a nice set of old carriages, maybe a traditional Flying Scotsman with teak carriages, if you have any. Well, I'll tell you what I can do, is I can take off, this is sacrilege, I know, but I'll take off the 43 loco, and I'll put on my black 5. Because my carriages and everything aren't easily to access at the moment, because I've still got everything packed up. I haven't really got things sorted in here yet. But I can do that once I find where I put my black 5. I'm sure I put it in these boxes down here. I know some people are going to be going, no, you can't do that, that's sacrilege. You know, rule 1, guys, rule 1. And as always, it's always in the last box that you're looking. It'd be interesting now to see if the Black 5 can actually pull this much weight. It'd also help if there was a coupling on the end. Don't know where that's gone. I think I probably took it off because I had hunt coupling on here for the Pullmans I had on. I've not checked the comments yet. Is there people screaming in the comments not to do this? Oh, cool. So we'll see how that gets up to speed. Let that run around. So let's get up with the chat. Value 56, my missus just let me wander around Lidl in the middle while she's did the proper shopping. Oh, it doesn't like all that weight. Little wheel slip on that. So it's not a great puller, that. I mean, this is level. Give it a little push there just to see if it picks up speed. And so I remember I had trouble pulling carriages on my last layout where there was an incline, it would get stuck. But we'll let it get up to speed there and just see how it goes. Tony says, hi John, hi, JJ doing okay considering. That's good. I presume, is JJ your dog? I don't want to say. It turns out to be your son or something. Andy Puff Dobson, I used to spend more than a tenner at all the pound shops, and that was considered insane. I find when I go into those shops, I end up buying a lot of junk food, chocolate, crisps, that sort of thing. I do have a few tools from Lidl that I've never used. Lathe, anyone? I've got that as well. I bought one of those tools for chasing walls. Now, to be fair, I was going to do some chasing and put some sockets in, but then we moved house. So I've got that still in the box, never been opened. Some breeze, John Holly. It would have been my dad's 80th birthday this coming Friday if he was still with us. Finding it a bit hard at the moment, but I know he will always be in my heart. Sorry to hear that, John. It's always tough. Certain times of the year when you remember people. And so thank you, Mark. Lovely. 5. When you are sorted, maybe one day I'll request Steam with nice old carriages. I must stick out because I have Flying Scotsman. It's the railroad version with, the signed railroad, Hornby Railroad one. And I do have a rake of railroad teak coaches as well. So they are somewhere. So what I'm hoping now is, now I've got this other cabinet, is I can take out all my locos I have away in boxes, put them up on there, and then I can easier have running sessions with them. The most sacrilegious thing I ever did was run a locomotive #1 taped to some Drax hoppers. How about a Southern Q class? I don't have a Southern Q class, I'm afraid. I don't think I have any Southern locos. That Black 5 is doing a lot of wheel spin. I thought it would be all right pulling that rake now because it is a level layout. There is no inclines. Everyone's on. Going to try and find that great Maiden Pacific on the next train show that I posted a picture of yesterday. Okay. Andy Puff Dobson. In the summer, British Rail put on Rainbow Trains mixed carriages to get people to the steamers to Ireland and the Isles of West of Scotland. Chris Valley says, I'm trying to build a Batman tool belt. Yeah, everyone's on Ernville. The nice thing about continental trains is that you can run a lot of recent rolling stock with steam trains, especially Polish PKP. Chris Valley says, my dad would have been 101 in May this year and my mum could have been 103 in December. Wow. Ernville, understand John, feel the same, think of my mum and dad every day. Shame they will never see my model railway when it's done. But they knew my interest. Dad many years ago got me a Hornby. I was 12. Alan Pollock, how about a Thomas character on the layout? I have a box of Thomas characters and I don't know, can you see these tubs on the screen? No, you can't. Well, you can see this one here, just on the top right, that one there. There's one beside it which is just another bit higher, and the Thomas stuff is right on the bottom. It's at the bottom thing, so I might dig that out later. I have a large collection of Southern, must get together. Okay, Kev? Are you saying the Black 5 just isn't inclined to pull the train? Yeah, Simon, Model Railway Showcase, said he couldn't be in tonight. He's the one usually with the puns, so I see Tom there is taking over. See, now it's just stopped there, so it's just... So what I might do is take a couple of carriages off so we can... we'll take one off at a time and see what's... Now it might be the dummy car, so it does seem to be running better already. There is a bit of weight in that. It's not as heavy as a loco, but it's definitely heavier than a carriage. Let me just check the wheels are all free rolling. Well, they're not as free rolling as they could be. They're not terrible. So maybe that's... Yeah, see now it seems to be running a bit better now without the dummy car on. Maybe you could say it looks a bit more prototypical now without the dummy car. Yeah, it's not just taking the dummy car off now, it's not wheel slipping. Ironville, Mark, maybe reduce the number of carriages to P5. What do you think? Yeah, just done that. Yeah, just taking the dummy car off there seemed to make a difference. Value 56, I still have the battered Wren Cardiff Castle my dad saved to buy me in 1972-ish. I'd sell all my collection to keep that one loco. I think we all have that one loco that we keep. My loco is a class 37. It's the first one I bought with my own money. I saved my money from my paper round. And right, now why is that shorted out? Oh, it's derailed. Not sure what happened there. It derailed on the point, but it's gone through the point. Fine now. Yeah, I've my class 37, grey livery, split from a set by Nobby's Hobbies on Cheltenham Road in Bristol. £15 it cost me back in, it must have been, I would say either 89 or 90 that I bought it. And I still have it. I've never chipped it. It's still DC. Some of the buffers are broken on it, and it's, I think actually the body might be cracked somewhere, but I'd never part with it. Raymond Legs, how are you doing? No, Grace and Rob. Well, no. Just for anybody who's joined, I contacted Rob earlier on because he said he wasn't going to do a stream tonight. I said, guys, shall I do a stream? I sent them the link to StreamYard saying if you guys feel up to it and you want to come on, you can come on and say hello for a few minutes if you want. Rob has contacted me, say he probably won't come on, but I think they are lurking in the background. So I'm sure they're reading the messages. It's no fun without a pun now. Timber Surf, this Raymond Legs, this is the replacement service for RGJ. Yes, this is the Donegal Express. Yes, we got a steam intercity, yes. Arnville, time for tea and biscuits, bourbon and custard creams. I do like bourbons and custard creams. Probably custard creams for me is a slight edge over the bourbons. But the problem is if I buy a packet of biscuits like custard creams, I will sit and I will eat the whole packet. It won't be just one or two, it will just be demolished. Summer Breeze Railway, John and Holly. Agree with you, Aaron. Hermitage Road, Pete. I still have my Trang TT3 locos from 1961 and they still work. Kev Gifford, Nobby's Hobbies, a blast from the past. My friend being a Bristol lad. Oh, you would know it, wouldn't you, Kev? Yeah. My regret was selling my collection when I moved to Ireland. Now I'm restocking. Yeah. Nobby's Hobbies was a great shop. It was one of those old traditional model shops. You went in there, it had that model shop smell, and it was stacked floor to top to bottom, with models, and it was fantastic. And the proprietor himself, Nobby, she told me apparently the name Nobby comes from being in the army or something like that, he told me, if I remember correctly. A really nice guy, really helpful, and unfortunately he closed down. I'm not sure, Kev, do you know when he actually closed? I just remember going back to Bristol and he wasn't there anymore. So every couple of times round, the Black 5 derails on the point. Oh, and it's still derailed, so I need to go back in underneath. I might just stand here and watch it go around and just see why it's derailing. Everyone's on Arnville, search for Wolstein. That is the main reason you can run Polish steam with reasonably modern PKP cars. As the Roman Empire fell, the Romans sent around unique entire packets of hobnobs. Summer Breeze Model John Holly. As a child, we liked pink wafers, which our nans gave us, and also jammy Dodgers. My nan used to give me pink wafers as well. Of course, my connection with Bristol is my mum is originally from Bristol, so my nan was from Bristol, and I remember going over the summers to visit them, and it would be pink wafer biscuits, and also down in the corner shop they would sell these frozen mousses in little tubs of them, and she used to buy me them, and we used to sit and eat those. Those little memories. Tim Surf, can you put a link in the chat for the Fritz Allsburn website so everyone can enjoy €3,000 plus locomotive. What? I've got a £3,000 plus locomotive here somewhere. At least maybe it's not that much. Let me see if I can find it. Actually say it's not actually mine. In this box. It's a remote controlled G-gauge live steamer. Oh, on there. It's a 062 painted up in the Donegal colours to look like Jumbo. Of course, Jumbo is a 264, but I haven't actually ran this in ages. But yeah, I'm not sure how much they are, but they are quite a bit of money. I don't believe it. It was actually in the railway, and we were tidying up this cupboard, and it was sitting in there. And I said, "Where did this come from?" Nobody knew about this. That was a couple of years ago. I pulled it out, took it home, Googled how to look after it, and cleaned it up, oiled it, steamed it. The boiler didn't blow up. Sort of lit it, stepped back, and yeah, it runs fine. Oh, chat's jumped on me now. Or were we? Leslie Gilpin, this is a surprise. Yeah, I'm just covering for RGJ trains tonight because Rob and Grace didn't feel like going on because obviously they've had a tough time recently with Rob's dad passing away. So they might be still listening, lurking in the background. So they may come on, but Rob said they probably won't. Tommy used to wonder, my friend Nobby Roker also got his name from the Army, National Service. He was a grip on the film Ladies in Lavender, among other things. Oh, right. Well, Ironville's, thanks Ivo, just search for Wolstein on YouTube. And there's Timber Surfs, put the link up. Valley's 56, my gran used to give me rather dubious half-melted hard-boiled sweets from her huge black handbag. Oh yes, that was another thing. Yes, hard-boiled sweets that had maybe gone soft in the heat. Kev Gifford, there were loads of model shops around then. South Gloss Model Warehouse was a great one over in Filton. Then moved to Yate, but couldn't continue. Yeah, there was one over in St. George, Macclesfield, it's all gone. Yeah, I remember the one. Oh, what was that over in St. George? Was it St. George? Does your missus know you spent that much? It's not mine. That's not mine. It belongs to the museum. I'm merely the keeper of it. Ellis Clark have some really expensive high quality HO steam. Yeah, they certainly do. Micro metal kits, brass HO steam locomotives in very small series. Yeah. Kev Gifford, why, that's a big one. Ooh, yeah, see, Kev, this is why we have to build the G-gauge or G-scale model railway at the museum, because then we can run that around along with the G-scale Donegal stock we have. Donegal NE156 Shortbread Express. I do actually have a 156. I may run that later for you, Andrew. Ironville, whoa, G-gauge can only run outside for a loop, surely. Yes, with it, well, we can run an electric loop inside, but certainly you wouldn't run a live steam inside. Summer Breeze, Model Railway, John and Holly. I do remember my nan used to leave mint on the table by the front door. It had been there so long it was stuck to the table. 156 Andrew, I can sympathy for Rob and Grace, much love. Yes, because of course we know Andrew himself lost his father a couple of weeks ago, so you know, it hasn't been a good time for everyone. I did say at the beginning of the show, at 9 o'clock, I'm going to have a drink and raise a glass for Rob's dad. I'll also do it for your dad as well, Andrew. So if anybody wants to go and get a drink, I've gone for Jameson Cresta 10, soft drinks, tea, coffee, whatever. We'll just do that at around 9 o'clock there. Fair dues, mark respect to them. Yeah. Jonathan McDade, oh, that's my brother. How you doing, Jonathan? Found on YouTube, last steam running in Poland was... Rebecca Foster, Donegal dad was almost Donegal dead. I tuned into the sentence, I have a £3,000 engine. That is my missus, and she would tune in at that particular point, wouldn't she? So everyone behave themselves. Don't anybody say anything. My missus is in the chat. Remember, oh, that train, I've had that for ages. I've always had that one. You're very welcome, Andrew. Ironville, they are running this year, at least, the Shed Festival. Chris, Valley 56, stop stirring stuff, please. Best not tell Rebecca about the other thing then, Mark. Yes, this is where you lot could just drop me in it right now. I think I need that drink now. So don't forget to hit the like button while you're here, guys. Mark, model railways can't be that expensive, surely. No, they're not, Arnold. We all know how cheap model railways are here, guys. Yeah, Flymo's put up that short I made. You can take a couple of seconds to go and watch that. Model railway engine and rolling stock, an investment. Yeah. Hi, Scott Wood. I can't remember whether I said hello to you or not. Hope you're keeping well. Again, hi to anybody who's there lurking in the background. To come into the chat and say hello. Don't be shy. We're all a friendly bunch here. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to go over and subscribe to RGJ Trains as well, who I'm covering for tonight. Where did you put the settee? The settee is here. It's just pulled forward out of camera shot. It's actually just right here. It's very comfy. Ironville, Mark, they are an investment. Look how much interest is in them. Yeah, I need to get one of those t-shirts that says, if I die, don't let my wife sell my trains for what I told her I paid for them. I am Rob and Grace shortbread supply, yes. Well, that Black 5 seems to be going around nicely now, pulling that rake of Mark III coaches. So it's obviously on a steam special somewhere out on the main line. Probably 56. I told my ex-missus what my collection is worth, and she chucked a cup of tea at me. Aaron Vaz, I tell my sister it's the journey, not the final destination. It feels like it's getting warmer in here, but it's still the same temperature, 23 degrees. And the sunset is just after 9 o'clock, so it'll be dark by about 9:30, 9:45. Nights are drawing in again, perfect nights for model railways. Timber serve. When you die, Mark, tell her I will buy all the trains for what you paid for them. Mark is cheap. You aren't down the pub drinking all the money away. Yeah, I'm not actually a big drinker, to be honest. Oh. See, it's derailed on that point again. That's annoying thing about model railways is when you have one of those intermittent faults where it just doesn't do it every time. You're like, why is it doing that? I say it's not annoying, it's one of those joys of model railways. You can spend endless hours in looking at it, trying to figure out why it's doing it. Hours and hours of amusement. So I hope you have deep pockets, Timber. Hence the X, values 56. Oh, well, there we go. They'll be for sale soon, Timber. I'll be in touch. Oh well, there might be a Thursday live stream. Timber pockets are known as bank. I made the mistake of taking my wife to Modeller's Corner and looking around. We overheard a customer. If I'm ever here with my wife, you've known nothing. You've never seen the look, seen the look on my wife's face. I went into Modeller's Corner once with Warren, who's the owner, and I said, I walked up and said, "Oh, hi Warren, I've never been in here before." And he turned around and said, "No, you've never been in here, Mark. I don't even know who you are." In front of Becky. They'll be available at 9 p.m. tonight at this rate, Timber. Okay, Alan, take care. Was in that Asher live stream. Didn't get to see it because I was making a cake. Oh. There's the Train Set Direct. There's the link for that. I say that's Brian Financial Central who runs that. Sells a lot of second-hand quality locos, carriages, wagons, bits and pieces. So do check it out. I hope the sofa is comfy. Oh, Andrew heard someone mention cake. Aaronville, I'm saving pub money by watching you on a live stream. See, model railways are cheap. Yeah, let's look at this now as it comes up to the point, see if it derails. I can't see anything wrong with the point. Yeah, there's nothing worse than one of those intermittent faults where it doesn't do it all the time and you're just like, Yeah, I suppose we all are quite a boring bunch. I'm here doing a live stream on a Saturday evening, and you guys are all watching. But we're all a good, friendly bunch. As I say before, I have actually met probably most of you at shows when I've been over in the UK. Oh, there's Brian, Finnish Central Mark II. He must have heard us talking about him. We're just after putting up the link to your train set shop there, Brian. Yeah, Flymo, I forgot to ask, I presume you're all recovered now, because you were a bit poorly there for a while. I presume you're all back to full fitness. I've got my daughter outside having a bit of a barbecue with some friends, and she's just waving at me. They're actually watching my stream. So everyone say hi to Nicola, Nicole, Oshin and Matthew, who are outside watching my stream. God, they must be bored. Or they've had a bit too much to drink. She's trying to climb up and look through this window over here, but you can't see her. Oh dear. Actually, I feel like I'm down in the Model Railway Club with some mates. Yep. See you at the show sometime. Next one is Get Saturday to me. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Where Mark gets so many of his models on us. I'll have a double burger, please, folks. Outdoor for your ship. Could they not afford tickets for ringside? Just wait for them to start joining the chat. Yeah. Any cheese of that, Chris? Hey, Mark's kids, wave through the window. We're coming up to 9 o'clock. I'm going to get my drink ready. So anybody who's joined us, I said at 9 o'clock we're going to raise a drink, raise a glass to Rob's dad and to Andrew, who's in the chat as well. His dad, he lost his dad there a couple of weeks ago. Of course, having this drink could, because I'm not a big drinker, this could lead to the stream going downhill quite rapidly. So I'll get your drinks ready. Oh, there's Nicola in the chat. Nicola, they're all putting in their orders for burgers. I think the barbecue's out. They're well into the beers now. And they've got their drinks ready as well to toast or to raise a glass. Yep, Flyman says he's doing fine, that's good. Coffee at the ready, got mine ready. I make it 9 o'clock, so to Rob's dad and Andrew's dad, cheers, may they rest in peace. Oh, that's good. As Armville says there, to Rob, Grace and Andrew, to your dads, they are proud of you. Slancha, RIP from Kev. Tabs and friends and family, RIP. Here's to the departed from Chris. And all the wishes coming through. I hope Rob and Grace are watching in the background. that they know we are all with them in this time, and to Andrew as well. Cheers, guys. Oh, there we go, RGJ Trains. Thank you so much, mate. Much appreciated. You're very welcome, guys. We're all here for you. Right, I'll keep the stream going for a little while longer. If anybody's got any requests for any other locos for me to swap out, if I've got it here, I can do it. I don't have much steam. I do have some Irish locos, 37s, 56, 47. I did say I'd put let's put on the Sprinter, the 156 for Andrew. So I'm going to, see if I had the track work finished, I could take these off into a siding out of the way, but I'm going to have to physically remove them. So I'll leave the steamer running, I'll take the Deltic off. I know some people like the Deltic, but and it's easier to take these hoppers off because they've all got the hunt couplings on them, so I can just take them off. I hope after all this that the 156 actually works. I've also got to remember what number I put it in as. Oh, that's too close to the track. Right, Sprinter, I put that in as 57. And of course the Black 5 has derailed on that point again. Oh. So, there you go, Andrew. This is 156401. I think this is the Lima one, but produced by Hornby. So let's get back to the chat and see what I've missed. Big hugs. RG Trains, love to all of you. I'm thinking of Andrew Shortbread too. Andrew Short Dress, hey RGJ Trains, much love to you, wonderful friends. Robert, how you doing Robert? Evening, and RIP to Rob's dad, thoughts with you at the most difficult time. Thanks to you, Andrew. The Try Hard, have you gone for any of the Class 60s? No, I haven't actually. I haven't Cavalex one or the Clear Scale one. No, I haven't. I've seen a couple of reviews of them and looked at them and gone, oh, they look nice. Wilson PW to Robin, Grace and Andrew, my thoughts and prayers are with you. Right, how about you, matey? Andy, good evening. Could I see a 37, please? Track with cork or easy track? It's 00 gauge Pico track with cork underlay, 2mm cork underlay. I'll get a Class 37 out in a second. No 9F. I do have a 9F. I just don't have one handy at the moment. Ivo. Hello, James. Oh, James. Oh, sorry, James Wally. Sorry, I answered your comment without saying hello. Hi, James. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, that Class 5 likes derailing on that point, but not every time. You know, when I got my back turned. You know, as model railways do. As RG Jane says, it means the world to us, really does. We're here for you guys. Either that or a bad point. Only a bad point in certain works. New Junction. Good evening. Hope you're keeping well. Richard, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're keeping well, mate. Some breeze. Stay strong, Rob. We're all here for you, mate. Yep. So I am honoured. We got YouTube Model Railway royalty. We got Richard in the stream. I've actually met Richard at the Dublin show last year. I was chatting to him. I've met him before the cruise shows. Richard is genuinely a nice guy. He's exactly as you see him on his YouTube channel. Really friendly. Strangely, my missus says, oh, anytime you go to a show, if you see Richard, can you get a photo? I don't know if he remembers me asking for a selfie with him, but that was from my missus, which she is actually in the chat. So if she's still in the chat, I don't know. The firebox is still lit. Yeah, the firebox is still lit. Right, let's find a 37. I quite like the rail operations groups, the Phoenix livery. And see Richard's in. I better run on the Cura scale. You forgot handsome. Yeah, okay, Mark, you wanted a selfie, really. Right, so let's bring the Black 5 to a halt. And I've got to remember what I numbered, because I've got a couple of Acura Class 37s, and of course on my sheet I've just written down Acura Scale Class 37. So which one it is, who knows? I think that is in. I have started updating all my locos and using the 4 address code, so using the TOPS number on them. Loco 95, I think that's in as. Of course, I haven't set up my programming track yet, so I can't stick it on there and check. Curious Go times 37. Maybe it's 0019, or maybe that's one I've already numbered. Bear with me, viewers. Nope. And so it should be that. Right. Where's my other Acura scale? Class 37. Where's that gone? See, that should be in as 19, but it's not running. Oh, we're not being very successful so far. It's nothing like feeling under pressure, loads of people watching. Uh, 3719, I might have actually reprogrammed that. Let's actually just check. Yeah, the track is live, just in case for some reason it's decided not to. Nothing wants to work. Where did I put that other 37? Did I? See, I know some of these I have renumbered, and some of them I haven't. Well, I say renumbered, the number I programmed them in with. I know they are working because the lights are coming on in the cabs. Let's just try that one. 37. Wait. I'm going to have to connect up a programming track in a minute, get these working. Tell you what, let's set up the programming track and then I can check the numbers on these. So anybody who's joined us, we've got the 009 rail cars going around. And we've got a Class 56 Sprinter unit going around. And hopefully shortly we'll have a Class 37 pulling some Mark III coaches going around as well. And I will get back to the chat momentarily. Well, that sup of whiskey is making me feel really warm. Right, let's put the original Operations Group 1 on the programming track, and we'll read the CV for the number and see what it is. And if it turns out to be what I've already put in and it's not working, program track address. Right, it's reading. And it's saying it has no address. Oh, there we are. 3760. So I did renumber it. Right, so let's put this on. And go loco 3760, enter. There we go. We got there in the end, guys. Right, I'll go back to the chat now, see what I've missed. I'm going to go back a little bit. We've got handsome. So how's your dog doing, Richard, in the heat? Sorry, I can't remember the name. Need to get you a new boiler cover and puffer, poor thing. McCarver Studio, thumbs up. Yeah, don't forget to give me the thumbs up, guys. Is that CDR bus one of those in the Isle of Man? No, the one that's running around is actually Railcar 18, and that is the one that is currently running in Fintown. New Junction, Lulu the dog is doing great. Been in the kids paddling pool most of the day. Oh, that sounds nice. 156 Andrew, much love to you all and thank you for your support. Without yours, I wouldn't grow my channel. My dad will be so proud of for my achievements. I'm sure he's looking down at you, very proud of you, Andrew. I was close to Richard, but thought Lucy for some reason. She gets cold worse. Good for you, Andrew. Good. Proud of you, mate. Yeah. The curse of the 37 strikes again. DCC is dreadfully literal. Robert, has anyone heard from Richard at Everard Junction lately? You, Mark, Charlie at Chadwell, Dave, Watson and Richard at New Junction have been inspiration at what you can do, as well as many others. Well, thank you very much for saying that, Robert. Everard bought a new house. He's renovating it. I'm sure he's up to his neck doing his new house, and I'm sure he's dying to get back to model railways for some relaxation. So hopefully we'll hear something from him soon, get a little update, because I know everybody's been asking. Somebody's model rail, John High. Yes, you'll be very proud of what you achieved, Andrew. Me, you guys, crew, it was a blast. So there's Everett Saint Junction, or Valley City, Everett Junction Move House, so the layout is no more. A new junction, Everett is renovating his new house, quite enjoying the time away from the internet. I'm sure he probably is. Because you do get, sometimes you do feel a certain amount of pressure with YouTube. Oh, I've got to get something out. That's why a couple of weeks ago I made the decision, because I put out a video every week, and I just made the decision with the summer and the kids being off, I was putting myself under pressure to put stuff out, and I just couldn't do it. And then I made the decision, right, I'm not going to do anything until September. The kids are back at school, routine, and I was able to get on some things. Because you also have that other thing when you have a model railway and you do YouTube for it, is sometimes you think you want to do something, you think, oh, I really need to film this. But I made the decision, so then I was able to get this display cabinet out, put it up, paint it. I put a couple of train-related pictures on the wall. I've got a map of the north half of Ireland over there with the railways on it. I've got another one from 1927 to go up on the wall. I've got some Donegal Railway posters to go on the wall, and I'm doing all that at the moment. So, Flymo, there was a few fine memories of the 3-foot gauge railways in the northwest of Ireland this afternoon, Mark. Yeah, that live stream we done earlier on from the museum was on the railways. It's on my channel. Go back and have a look at it. If you want something to do for an hour or so, put it on the background, have a cup of tea. It was quite interesting because it was just about the railways, it was about the socio-economic impact of the railways and how they came about and the planning and everything like that, and the various acts that were passed in, at the time, the Houses of Parliament in London. See above for Richard. I bet he is Richard, loves getting his hands dirty. Yeah, Everard, because he had the car restored as well. He seems a great guy for, I'm sure he's really getting into this house restoration, whatever he's doing it up, and the car restoration he done was second to none. 37, give it some haggis. One of the reasons I keep a programmer track to hand, yeah, once I moved the layout, I just never actually got around to putting a programming track down. No, I thought it was derailed, but no, it's not. I've got to go. I'll have a good evening. Okay, cheers, Brian. Thanks for tuning in. Joshua 56 Gaming, welcome, Joshua. How you doing? I'm saying goodbye to Brian. Joshua. Joshua's looking after his mum. Oh yeah, your mum, she was getting an operation, wasn't she done, Joshua? How's she doing? Furniture Central, remember the train shop giving away a free gift with every purchase? I'm sure someone will put the link in place. If not, you can see the picture in the top right hand corner. See, just little sips of whiskey and it's all gone out the window. Turn out. Best of both worlds, a 37 and a 156. But I noticed one slight mistake. If you were the earlier podcast, the cross-border lines were still open for occasional goods and excursions in the Republic until 1960. The last line to close in Donegal was 1965, 12th of February. That's when the last line in Donegal, which was what they called the Derry Road, that crossed the border at Strabane into Donegal and back into Derry, that was open to 1965. All the other railways had closed. The Donegal closed the last day of 1959. The Swilly had closed by 1953, 54, I think it was. The line into Bundoran, Ballyshannon Bundoran from Enniskillen, that had closed in 1957. There's the link for the train set shop. I think some people forget YouTube is just a hobby for people and most have full-time jobs. Yeah, YouTube, like I said this before, YouTube is another hobby that started for me. I remember I was at Worley in 2019, met Charlie Chadwick, chatting to him, and he said, do you have a YouTube channel? I said, no, Charlie, I don't have time for that. I do model railways. I've got a family. You know, I've got a job, don't have time to do YouTube. And he just sort of scoffed at me in the way Charlie does. In a friendly way, not in a snooty or horrible way, you know. And then, of course, we all know what happened in 2020. A lot of us found with a lot of time on our hands. So what did I do? I started a YouTube channel, and I haven't looked back since. Particles, I'm back. Continuing problems with the select. All the lights go on and seems to recognize the lock, but the red light flashes 8 times. Just Google that. Whatever the 8 flashes mean on the select. I'm sure an answer will come up somewhere, unless anyone here knows. So they're down the man. Good evening. Welcome to the stream. Where do you guys start with the unbelievable content, though? Well, all my content is building my layout, you know, and you start with the baseboard, laying the tracks, ballasting, electrics, and you just go like Richard's, the way he's doing his layout now. Really jealous of that space he has and the way he's got it laid out, and it's just all the fantastic trains he's got running on there. Irish Railway Fanatic, welcome to stream. How you doing? So guys, don't forget to hit the thumbs up for me and subscribe if you're new here. You got any questions, put them in the comments and I'll try and get to them. Canadian Locomotive Logistics later, boys, going out for a walk, got to keep up my exercising. Okay, catch you again. Everyone's saying hello to everybody. So Josh says, she's going okay, that's his mum, just feeling tired all the time. Well, it takes time to recover. Power station, that's Charlie. My sister-in-law's dad restores Generation 1 Camaros. He's on his 11th. Wee dram of whiskey. Yeah, I got the whiskey over here. There's a wee tipple left in it, yep. Help me sleep tonight. Summer Rees Mono Railways, we hope he makes a speedy recovery. Joshua, sending our best wishes. Todd Armstrong, Trackside Action, hello and welcome to stream. Hope you're keeping well. Everyone's saying hello. Park Hill Station, watched a show on a luxury train in Spain. It is narrow gauge, and as you can imagine, serving soup can be problematic. Eugene Careless, Brunswick Train Fan Farm Lover Videos. Hello, how are you doing today? Good afternoon, everybody. I am doing good today. Good to hear that, Eugene. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're keeping well, as you say you are. So they're down the man. There's a problem with your 37 and rail car. There's no faces. Even the rail car, not a proper daisy. Well, we actually made a rail car. We done a cutout where kids could put their heads through on a big 8x4 sheet. I got a friend of mine who's a very good artist to paint a rail car and put eyes and everything on it, and we called it Rory the Rail Car. And we were trying to make out it was Thomas's narrow gauge Irish cousin. Let's hope we don't get any copyright problems with that. But we shouldn't. It didn't have the windows were the eyes, and the sort of the snout was the mouth, so it didn't have a face on it like the Thomas characters do. And we do have a children's storybook of Drumbo as well, a story from Drumbo. Tobin Jurgen, that is the way to start a YouTube channel off your own. Start right from the beginning and record your journey. Yeah, that's it. It's recording my journey, and any of the money I make from this channel, because it is monetized from super chat, super thanks, the ad revenue, the membership and everything, I take that money and I spend it on the model railways in the museum, obviously Donegal Railway Heritage Museum. And I use that money to maintain and build the layouts in there. So I don't spend it on myself. It all goes to there. You can see fast through videos, all the work I've done there, layouts I've built, this rolling stock I've bought for it, and that's where it all goes. We definitely appreciate the ones that upload regular content and lives, as we know how much time is involved. is very much appreciated. I love doing my lives. I really do. Obviously, I'm doing tonight to help Rob and Grace out. But I usually do Thursday nights, 7:30. And it's the same bunch of people that come in almost every Thursday. We have a chat, have the crack. And, you know, some people come in, ask questions, get stuck on something. If I don't know it, somebody in the chat will know it, and we help each other out. And it's just a great community. And it's like tonight, we're all here for Rob and Grace because they're going through a particularly hard time. Rob losing his father, and for Andrew, who's in the chat here, lost his father a couple of weeks ago. You know, we're all here for you guys. Woohoo, thanks for running 37. Yeah, Andy, we got there in the end. It took a little while. But we got there. I need to update my list. I have a spreadsheet on my computer. But it's like all these single model railways. You start one job, you move on to another job, and you never get back to the original job. So it's something I need to work on. And I can't really update my spreadsheet as I'm doing this because it's running the stream. The laptop I use is running the stream. Raymond Legs, people tell me to grow up. I can't do that. Why grow up? There's no fun in growing up. Irish thanks, Donegal. Excellent. Thank you very much. It's a work in progress. I think it requires an upgraded firmware. You need to send it to Hornby. Oh. And there's Flymo putting in my link to my channel. So if you're new here, please subscribe, thumbs up, all that jazz, all that YouTube speak. Oh, son-in-law. Sorry, I don't know why I thought sister-in-law when I seen SIL. Yeah, obviously son-in-law. Joshua, thanks. I appreciate your support, guys. Yeah, we're here for everyone. Help everybody out, and you know. Nice livery too. Yeah, I do like the Phoenix livery from the rail operations group. I do like that. I got the lights on as well. They're all working. Rory the railcar, nice idea. Yeah. You think you can upgrade firmware on a DCC programming track? No, if you want the Hornby Select, you have to send it back to Hornby for them to update the firmware. You can't do it yourself. Sorter down the man. Talking of storybooks, I'm watching this as I'm typing up my novel. It's stupidly hand wrote first time. 45,853 words so far, and that's only halfway through chapter 10. Oh dear. I'm glad I'm analog. I don't have to worry about firmware. For any questions about Thomas, I can answer them when needed. Part of illustration. Posted a video today inspired by Graham at West Hill. I made up a couple of trains on motorrail. There's the link to the Donegal Railway Heritage Centre. We actually have launched a new badge. This is the badge that our members get free, and also if you're a top tier and one of my channel members, you get the badge as well, which reminds me I have to send it out now. It's off Donegal Signal. It's quite a nice little badge. I should have actually bought one with me to show you guys, but that's available in the shop section there. Should be. If you want to get one, remember, everything you buy from there. We produce a lot of stuff in the Donegal Railway, books and little bits and pieces like that, because it all helps to the running of the museum. You know, and you have mad volunteers like me who give their free time to help out, and you know, going, why isn't everyone else into trains? What's wrong with people? Hi Flamer, I'm good, thanks. How are you doing? Soldier down the man. Big love to all for the support shown to Andrew, Rob, Grace, Marvin, and Rob's mum. Yep. Say we're here. Kev Gifford, we are a community, we are enthusiasts, we have no agenda, we are nice to each other. Yeah, I agree with that, Kev. I know what you mean, Mark, too easily distracted, yeah. Summer breeze, well said, Kev, yeah. Charlie, particle station. Have you tried resetting the select? There you go, you can try that, Charlie. Trying to thin out the herd, so sent a bunch of coaches with my friends to the show tomorrow. All right, okay. You can upgrade the Hornby Select at home. It's called a sledgehammer. Yes, I've just loaded my first short video, Flamo. Oh, okay. So everyone make sure they go over to Irish Railway Fanatics and check out his video. And there's the Donegal Railway Heritage Centre on Facebook link. That's funny. I saw that on the museum's Facebook group. Nice. Double O Rail will be back online soon. He's been busy, yeah. And there's the link for Irish Railways Fanatic, so get over there, check his channel out. Oh, I've got a little drop of Dr. Pepper left. I make it 21:37 now, so I'll keep going to about 10 o'clock if that's all right with you guys, and I'll call it a night then. Because my missus was like, why are you going live tonight? You usually do Thursday nights, so. I need to go and spend some time with her. It's not that I need to, I want to spend time with her. Raymond likes, I want to be your sledgehammer. Party will say, I will give it a go again, maybe unplug it for a while. Tom, Houston Model Rail, reset instructions on Model Rail forum. I can't post the link. Hang on, Tom, I'll make you a mod and then you can post a link. Bear with me a second as I crawl under the layout and over to my computer. I know I can do it on my phone, but it's just so much easier just to use a mouse and click. That is a moderator. Right, Tom, you're now a mod, so you can post links. Tom, there's a button press sequence, not just powering off, okay. Thanks, Flymo, for sharing my link from Irish Railway Fanatic. Particle stage. My first video was, I think, 12 years ago. I decided to review a convertible we rented while in Hawaii. Needs a lot of work. Maura's off. Okay, thanks for tuning in, Maura. And there's the link from Tom for you, Charlie. I suppose I can go back and actually remember, if you click on someone's channel and you subscribe, you need to at least watch a video. Oh, it's the Lewis. Sorry, I'm just looking at it here. Let me make sure I go to and subscribe. Oh, I tell you what, it is warm after that glass of whiskey. Though the problem with having one glass is it's never quite enough, and you always think, I'll just have another one. Before you know it, you wake up the next morning in a drain somewhere with a curb as a pillow. I hope that squeak didn't come through on the mic. Barnabas Junction, Jason, good evening. How are you doing? How are you keeping, sir? When are we going to see you back online? When are we going to see you doing a live stream? You're very much missed, Jason. What is that? I've got a silky. This is Jameson Cresta 10. It's probably my favourite whiskey. The daughter's boyfriend got it for me for Christmas. And I've only drank about a third of the bottle, because I say I don't really drink that often. I know you're thinking Irishman who doesn't drink, but yeah. Nope, we didn't hear any squeak from bottle. We swore it was a squeak from Mickey Mouse. Oh, it did. I heard it earlier. Jason is always on the buses. Yeah. You must be working a lot on the buses now, Jason. Triple distilled, yes. It is my favourite little tipple when I decide to have a tipple. Jason O'Barnes, soon I hope. Work and life is extremely busy, so not had any chance. Have you been up in your model railway room at all? I've actually been to Jason's house and I've seen his layout, and what you see when he does videos, it's so much better than that. It is really quite impressive. I've seen it, and it is really good. So thanks, Tom. I'll give that a go. There we go. I'm working towards a promotion already to depot mentor. Oh, well, good luck with that, Jason. Is that the sort of thing, if you get the promotion, it'll be less hours but more money? It all seems to those things, as you get promoted, sort of the less work you do, but the more money you get, but the more responsibility you get. Your signature means something then. You're like, well, I could end up in court now defending this. Right, that Akira scale class 37 is going around lovely. I must admit, not being biased, knowing that Akira Scales really is an Irish company, because it was started by a group of Irish lads. Their stuff is really, really good, second to none. I've got the Irish Railway Models A class. I've got Maeve on order coming. I've got the Hunslet on order. I've also got, and of course now I'm saying all this, I really hope my missus still isn't watching. I've got the Irish Rail rail car set on order. I've got a couple of class 37s from them, and it's just really good quality, well priced stuff. Irish Railway Fanatic, thank you all for having me. I'm going now up early for work tomorrow. Chat soon. Okay, thanks for coming along. Say Rob and Grace are usually here Saturday night. I do Thursday night, so come along Thursday night if you can. Jason Burns Junction, definitely more money, but not necessarily less hours yet. Oh. Sort of Dan the man is off. All right, good night. Thanks for popping in, Dan. I'll catch you again. Particle Station, I found I ended up working more and being sent around to other offices to fix projects. Yeah. Pay me lots, I will sign anything. I do a nice squiggle. Yeah, fly mo. Yeah. So I don't miss the days of where I used to be sent around as sort of, I was going to say troublemaker, not as a troublemaker, but someone who went and fixed all the problems and was sent places. You know, I spent 2 years traveling around. I wake up in the morning in a hotel and think, where am I? Because they would always put me in a particular brand of hotel and they all looked the same, and you'd wake up and you'd be like, where am I? Where am I today? Am I in Birmingham, Bristol, London, Stirling, Manchester? I've done that for 2 years, and everyone's going, oh, it must be great traveling all the way, getting to stay in hotels, because they did put you in decent hotels. I ended up almost eating steak every night because that was about the only thing they had on the menu. And it was just 2 years of doing that. Monday mornings in the airport for 6 in the morning. You know, you'd spend 6-7 hours traveling, do a full day's work, back to your hotel, and then Friday traveling back. Yeah, I'm glad I don't do that anymore. It was 2 years of a lot of hard work. Jason Barnabas Junction. Oh, that whiskey really is kicking in. I'm not a Hawk driver at the moment, so work when available, but they are in desperate need of experienced drivers that I'm working more than full-time hours at the moment. Yeah, we have the same problem here because my brother works for a bus company. He does HR and everything like that, and he also has his bus driver license. I got it because they were really short of drivers. And you can't seem to get drivers in Ireland either. And I know CIE that run Bus Éireann in Ireland, some of their buses get cancelled simply because they don't have the drivers. So there seems a real shortage of qualified drivers at the moment. Have you ordered that new loco that they're asking a King's ransom for? Which loco is that? Oh, Solar down the man, I'm still here. We'll say night to. Oh, right, okay. Tom Houston, Motherwell. I ended up just being let go, so weren't freelance for 20 years. Loved it. Yeah, that's what I was doing. I'm at the moment freelance. I'm a contract project manager, and I love it because you can pick the jobs, you can pick your hours more or less, work from home, and I just love doing it. I was supposed to be off for 5 days, but already being begged to work 2 of them. Flymo chairman, I do a decent squiggle as well. Tommy Hughes, Monday morning at the airport was the worst part. Yeah, I knew I was traveling too much, that when I turned up to Belfast airport in the morning, on a Monday morning, because I'd usually get a breakfast, I'd turn up, there was a Lagan bar or something it was in Belfast International. I used to go in there for a breakfast, and I would turn up, and they'd go, "Oh, hi, Mark. You want the usual breakfast?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm in here way too much. I'm traveling too much." You know, yeah, it was every Monday for 2 years. Like living on the farm, there's no days off. There's an old saying, if you can't take a joke, don't sign up. Charlie at Particle Station, exactly. I spent 2 years in Winnipeg, fly there Sunday night, stay 2 weeks, fly home Friday, repeat, minus 40 in the winter. Oh. Only had chance to go up in the layout once in the past 5 weeks. Really? I don't think I could last that long because, I mean, coming in here, especially, let's just say, doing the Thursday night live streams, it's a break for me. It's a mental break for me to come in here and chat to you guys and, you know, work on the layout or just watch the trains run. Scott Wood, Scotland is the same. I see a lot of adverts on our buses asking if anyone interested in applying. Yeah. As you give up railways, Winnipeg, Railway Museum upstairs at the station. Yeah. And that was to check for any heat damage. So you didn't even get to do anything, Jason. That's terrible. I've seen that too, Scott. Stagecoach are really stuck for new staff, yet there's a backlog of applicants waiting for testing in some places. Yeah. Leslie Gilpin, a pretty good one too, Charlie. So that's the museum in Winnipeg. Summer Breeze, Monterey, John, did you used to be on a farm, Adam? Sure, Quinn. Does your layout have scenery? It will do. It's getting there. If you're new to here, this layout is a modular layout, 4 sections, each 6x2. This section here will have a viaduct and an embankment going around. There'll be some hills and tunnels. This side will have a station with a small steam shed that end and TMD that end. And then the bit where the 009 is going around in the top right picture, that will actually sits here where I'm standing. So all the scenery will be blended in to come up into that, to be one piece. That's the plan. I've only, May, June, built the space-boards and put the track down. I won't be doing any more work on this until around September time. But the scenery will be progressing from them, hopefully. So that answers your question. And it's 00 gauge DCC, and I run what I want. There's no era or anything like that. It is modern steam, and of course the 009 that will sit here, that's going to be running Donegal stock. The Crowler Blackwood N-gauge layout evening. God, it's Thursday, I have to go to work tomorrow. No, you're all right, Ewan. Ewan, it's Saturday. I'm standing in for Rob and Grace. Tommy used to wonder, well, I've often stayed over for a weekend instead of flying back. Got to see loads of places I wouldn't otherwise have been. Yeah, I never done that. I always flew home because I wanted to see my kids. Not that they really seen much of me. I'd come home, be that knackered. And I'd be off again in the middle of the night, sort of Monday morning. Barnes Junction, I have a live stream planned for when I next get a chance. When that will be is the big question. Well, Jason, if you want me to stand aside one Thursday evening so you can do it, let me know if that suits you or whatever. I don't mind, because I'm sure we'd all love to see you back on here. Or even if you want to come and join one of my live streams, whatever, you're very welcome to. Sherwin, have you heard of Pico Bullhead's code 75 Bullhead track? Yes, I have. I use code 100 track. It's easiest to use. Most locos and everything will run on it. I don't go for the fine scale. Brian Madden, hi everyone, extremely. Hi Brian, how you doing? Flight mode chairman one, I used to join a few years back now. I was in tight accommodation, so I couldn't really sit and watch others doing the weekend shifts, even if it was a day off. That class 37 hasn't shuttered once over that point that tipped up the Black 5. Oh, now you've said it. Now I've said that. It'll probably go over the point and catch fire. Yeah, it's funny that, but the Black 5 wouldn't, it would go around 3 or 4 times fine, and then it would derail. So it's just one of those things. But that was rewarding on him, but very hard work. How is the rebuilt layout managing? It's a lot better, it's a lot simpler. I don't have all those elevation changes and everything in it. The shame is there's only 2 tracks, it's a lot simpler. But for a modular layout for going to shows, you never know. Might hire a van when it's finished and come over to crew, Jason, if it's good enough for shows. But then, the thing I find from doing a couple of shows is when I take my layouts to them, if you get trapped with the layout, I like to go around and talk to everybody and have a look at everything. And when you're showing a layout, you're stuck there. Unless you can talk your lovely children to come with you and leave them with the layouts where you go wandering around talking to people. It was John. If I had a chance, I'd be back there in a flash. Huh. Andy, yeah, Kira scale. Where's the class 37 and N gauge? Yeah, that's the thing. Will the Kira scale, will they stretch into N gauge or other scales? Always nice when you enjoy your work. Yeah, it is always nice when you enjoy your work. I enjoy the work I do with project managing IT. Unless you come up, but Mark, you always use your daughter to run the layouts. Yeah, Leslie remembers that when I had my daughter Rachel with me. I was chatting away to everybody and she was there running the Inver layout and she was running backwards and forwards. Because really to run the Inver layout, you should have 3 people, 2 at a stretch. And I just left her running it. So she was running from one end to the other, keeping this layout going. Fair play to her. Maybe the back on the Black 5 pony wheels needs a back-to-back check. Very good. That could be it, Jason. And that's the great thing about having these chats and things. People come up with things and say, oh, it could be this. And you go, yeah, I will check that on the Black 5. Thank you, Jason. And there's Scott coming in. It might be worth running the Black 5 without the coaches in case it was the load or connectors causing the issue. See, there you go. That's it exactly. Run the Black 5 around, see if it still does it, check the back-to-backs. There's a couple of things to check. So this is why having these chats and people coming in, the experience people have, you know, it's what's my words? What am I saying? More whiskey. Yeah, but it's great to have this advice from people. Right, we're coming up to almost 10 o'clock now and I'm going to call it a night. So thanks for everyone for tuning in. I'm going to do the same thing I'd done Thursday night and put the mic to mute in a minute. You know, just tribute to Rob's dad and Andrew's dad as well, recently passed away. Thanks guys for tuning in. Glad I was able to take over for RGJ Trains for Rob and Grace tonight because they're having a difficult time and they know we're all with them. We're all thinking of them, sending all those good vibes out if we can. So I'm going to say goodnight. I'm going to mute my mic. Hopefully I'll be back Thursday evening. So take care everyone. And again, condolences to Andrew and to Rob and Grace. So good night guys.